So I always start with the GCSAA. I know you really can't see it. Let me just go ahead and drop it down like this. So you want to come to the GCSAA.org, this little website here. Scroll down to the bottom. And let me actually flip this. Of course, it's not going to work as well for me. I wanted to show you this because I never... What the heck? All of these tabs look so similar. You scroll all the way down to the bottom here, and you're going to find the tournament fact sheets under the media room. I always say, like, I always mention this, but I never show it. The tournament fact sheets is right. They're right here. So again, it's the GCSAA.org. Hit that tournament fact sheets. And basically what you're going to see when I drill down onto this is you're going to get to here, the tournament fact sheets. Go to the PGA Tour. There it is, Rocket Mortgage Classic. Or it just says Rocket Mortgage, but you know that's Rocket Mortgage Classic. Now, I already have that up. So basically what I like to use for this is data points. I'm looking for data points to research. And that's all that you should use it as too. So if you have a website that you use where you do all your research on, or even if you don't have a website, but you can figure out this information, here are all the data points that you should consider. Par 72, 3,700 yards. Average green size. That also plays a factor, although 5150 is pretty negligible. I don't think you have to worry about that. You could use bunkers if you wanted. There's only one hazard in play, and I believe it's on number 18. Going down to the turf grass, you've got bent grass and POA. From everything that I've ever heard about this golf course, it was more POA. You wanted to consider more of POA than you did bent grass. But listening to Tony Finau's presser, I believe Ron Kloss from Brett Spurts Golf asked us a pretty good question to Tony Finau, and Finau had mentioned, yeah, I love putting on bent grass, and this, thankfully, this course, you know, this week is on bent grass. Well, that's the first time I ever heard a pro talk about this being more bent grass than POA, so I still, grass number 1 for me is POA, grass number 2 for me is bent grass, and you're going to see that in the cheat sheet, by the way. So when you look at the cheat sheet, you're going to see bent grass comes first. It does say die, but let me just change that to POA. Actually, no, it should be the other way around. Sorry. First grass should be POA. I'm sorry for not updating this. Like I said, I updated everything right before jumping on because I really haven't had time to do anything. So we're going to go die into bent grass. There we go. So those are the two grasses that I have on the cheat sheet. Those are the two grasses I think you should be looking at for your data points. And I don't really think one matters more than the other. I think it's going to be just fine. But if you add both of them, you're going to get a kind of a better overall picture of who are the better golfers in the field. So yeah, I would look at that. Another data point you can use, Donald Ross as your architect. If you want to include Robert Trent Jones, you certainly can. I don't think you're going to find much information on Arthur Hills or Bruce Hepner, but again, those are all things for you to use. But this is mostly it's definitely a Donald Ross design. You'll want to use him over the other ones. Probably just ignore the architects, the renovation architects, I should say, because we really don't know everything that they did on the course. Donald Ross is known for having his back to front greens, you know, sloping from back to front, meaning you kind of want to be short on these greens. You never want to be long because it gets a bit more challenging, a bit more difficult. So keep all of that in mind when using your data points for researching. I don't really have anything else to go with the golf course other than, I should say, I do kind of a breakdown of what shot shapes matter here. You've heard this throughout the industry. You're going to hear it here as well. It's a bomb and gouge type of golf course. There isn't a lot of trouble, so golfers can get away with hitting it all over the place. The shot shapes that I typically put on here is for scoring advantages, scoring possibilities. Having this specific shot shape on this hole will give you the best scoring possibility possible. Kind of redundant, but you understand what I'm saying. So what I've noticed on this golf course is hitting a draw. It's a little bit more beneficial than hitting a fade. And again, you don't have to use this as Bible or anything like that. It doesn't have to be in your research at all. If anything, perhaps use it as a tiebreaker, and that's it. Outside of that, it's fine. You really don't have to put it into your consideration. Like I said, I like using it as a tiebreaker, if anything. It's good to know, though, that golfers who hit draws a little bit more advantageous. Now, if you're wondering, like, okay, well, where do I find that information? I also provide that on my cheat sheet under the golfer information. I don't have it completed, but a lot of the golfers that I have seen hit the golf ball, or I've listened to talk about shaping shots, there is a specific shot they like to hit. And I would say I'm 95% confident that the golfers that I have on my sheet, their shot shape is pretty much the same as when I first recorded it. So let's see here. Oh yeah, I always do this. Tom Kim. We all know Tom Kim fades the golf ball. I think we could probably say Max Homa does both. He likes to shape shots both directions. And then yeah, if you know some of these other guys, you can leave them in the the comment section or in the live chat, or email me. Again, you can make a copy and add in your own shot shapes, but I do have those here for you. Again, I would just use them as tiebreakers. Again, it's not complete, so that's how I would handle shot shapes. Yeah, draws just a little bit more than fades, but again, it's a bomb and gouge golf course. If you can hit it to within wedge distance, it doesn't really matter what shot shape that you hit into the green, because you're gonna have enough backspin to control wherever the whole location is. Getting into our tournament information, just so you know, it's 156 golfers in the field, so it's a full field. You're gonna have top 65 and ties for your cut. Your strength of field's 281, which is relatively weak, but we do have some bigger names in this event than we've typically seen. So you've got JT, Max Homa. A lot of these guys don't even have course history. So this is Colin Morikawa's first time playing. JT's first time playing this tournament. So those two guys alone, pretty big names that have no course history. We have seen Ricky here. We have seen Homa here, believe it or not. I thought maybe he only played it once. And then Finau is your defending champion. So do with that information as you must, as you will, whatever. I don't think it's really all that relevant. This is an easier golf course. I think a lot of these, most of these golfers are in play. And of course, I used course history when it comes to the buckets, and we'll talk about that later. So 281 is pretty good. Actually, I was looking at 2022. You had 230, so this is 50 points over that year, and then 273 in 2021. So it's kind of right around the same. And again, that's a data point you can use. Look at strength of field, depending on what website you have. One thing to note with my strength of field, I don't include the home course advantage or the home tour advantage that the old OWGR used to do. So like mine is usually off 7 points, and it's usually 7 points down because I'm not adding that bonus into my score. So if you visit other sites and you see the strength of field, like the old strength of field's a little bit higher, that's totally fine. Whatever you see there, you can use as data points as well. Once I get my website up and running, it will be the strength of fields that I provide. I don't really care for that home tour advantage. It's not a big deal to me. Anyways, again, everything that goes with the golf course, the tournament information you can find on the cheat sheet. Cheat sheet looks exactly the same as my sheet you see right here. So the grass, strength of field, all that good stuff you can find right there. I think that covers the tournament and course information. Like I said, I want to fly through this, so I'm not going to spend too much time.